Hello, this is Grandma's Gone Gaming. I am bringing you episode 1 of a short tutorial series about the structure blocks in Minecraft. We'll be specifically addressing the structure blocks in 1.14 because basically speaking, at least the third episode is going to approach something that only will be viable for version 1.14. Now, this first part that I'm going to tell you also could be used in 1.12, I believe it is, and then of course in 1.13, and will work with anything that you create. But there is something else that we can do with something that Mojang has already created that is a little different. So we'll talk about that when we get there. Anyway, what I want to do right now is I have created a single chest here, and in it I have put in the things that I would probably most basically use to create a village. And as you can see, there are stacks of everything except, of course, a bed can't stack. But I have a villager spawn egg for one thing, and I have then all of the workstations, and I added a campfire and the lantern, which are only found in 2 separate villages, but all these other things are found in all of the villages, or at least a few of them are found in all the villages. They're common. Anyway, so what I want to do first is show you how to use the structure block system to duplicate that chest. Now that chest is already saved. I've already done that, but I'm going to do the tutorial part about saving it first, and then show you what I've done, where you put it, and how you reload it. So we will start with the structure block, which I've given to myself already. Now, if you want to know how to do that, we probably should just go ahead and do that. I'm in Creative. First thing I'm going to do is give Linda Wing, and all I have to do is type struct like that, and click on that because it tells me that's the structure block. And then I will hit that, and I got another one of those. I don't need 2 of them, so let's just put one here. And you're going to work with this whole thing in Creative. So what I'm going to do here is show you how to make a duplicate of this single block, which is the chest and everything in it. First of all, you want to set a structure block like that, so that where the bottom of the block is that you're wanting to save first, in this case the only block, is going to sit on the level that is above that, and it has to be on a diagonal. You could use this diagonal, that one, or the one in the back. What I usually do is just start right here, and we're going to name that. We have to go from the data tab here to 1, 2, 3 to where it says corner, and this is already saved, so I'm going to make sure I use the same name. It is single chest dash village basics. Now the only way that you can type things in here, you cannot use capitals. It simply will not let you use capitals. If you try to type one, it will just sit there and wait for you to type something that's not a capital. So it's single chest, no spaces. You can't use spaces. You can use a dash like that, or you can use an underline, or you could use a dot, and all of those things will work. But just simpler just to do that. Single chest village basics. In other words, if I wanted to make another single chest, I could, for putting jungle things or oak things or something like that, I could do that. But this is village basics, and I will say done here. Now I have to enclose this. Let's see, we have some grass in here, and we're going to go up to where the next block, you have to use 2 to do this, here we go, that's what I want. The other block that has to be used for this, and you can take this out because we don't need that, it has to be diagonal to the whichever one. Like if I put one here to start with, I would go over here. One has to be underneath where the bottom of the chest is, or the item, and the other one has to be completely over the top of. If this were 2 chests stacked high, I would have to go up one more to get the entire structure in there. All right. So it's just, these are just enclosures. So we're going to go again to corner, and I don't think I copied that. I should have. So let's do single chest dash village basics again, and I'm going to do Control A to do all, and Control C to copy that so I don't have to do that again. Alright, so now I'll hit put done on that again. And now we're going to check to see that it's picking it up and I've done it correctly. Either one of these you could use, but I just usually go down to this one. And I'm going to go now to save, which is the second one in. And first of all, it tells me that I have done Minecraft : single chest - village basics. So I'm going to hit the detect button, and it tells me in the chat panel, size successfully detected for Minecraft : single chest - village basics. So we know that it's going to, it shows you the outline here, and that's what it's going to copy. Okay, so we're going to go back in there again. We're still in save, and all we have to do, okay, for one thing, I'm not going to do any of the relative position things, structure size. That has filled in what it needs to do this. I don't want to change it in any way, shape, or form, and I don't care about invisible blocks. There are none there, so we don't need that. If there were, let's say it were two things high and there was a parrot on top of it, and I could make him stay there. And then I would want to say include entities if I wanted the parrot to be included. Otherwise he wouldn't be. Alright, so I'm going to leave that off, and I'm going to hit save, and it will tell me structure saved as the name of our file again. Alright, now I'm going to have to insert a couple pictures here because I'm using Loilo to record, because Action is still messing up on me in some ways, but I will show pictures of where these are going in my saved folder. I'll show you exactly what it is, and I'll voice over that when I get to there. But for now, we're going to take these out because that is saved, and then I'm going to show you what you can do with it. Okay? Then I'm going to need the structure block again, and I'm just going to space over here. Now, this time, now before we were surrounding, right? Diagonal, surrounding, bottom and top. Now we want to set the structure block. In this case, it's a single block, and we need to make sure that we place it where we want the chest to sit. Its bottom should be on top of this block. Let's say we want to set the chest into the ground. We just simply do that, and that will set it right there in that hole, right on top of that block. I don't want to do that, so we go back. And of course, the nice thing about working with this is that you are in creative, and you can do things like that. And you can only do this in creative. You cannot do it in survival, even if you have the structure block. So let us place this now. We're going to right click on it and go to the okay, back to save, and now it's back to load. You just always use this button first and make sure that you're on the one you want. And then we're going to paste in, that's why I copied it. You could type it in again, the single chest, village basics again. And now the other one, when we were saving, we wanted to detect it to see if it was going to place correctly. We're going to do the same thing with this, but we're just going to push load just once. There are no entities, so we don't worry about that, and we're not going to do the relative position and the structure, integrity, and seed. We're going to say load, and it will show me exactly where it's going to load it, and it tells me that it's been prepared, and so that's exactly where I want it. So we'll just go ahead and hit load again, and voila, we have a chest. It has all those things in there, and it has all those things right there. Alright, so then you just take that out, because if you don't, that square stays around it forever. And then that could end up being a little bit dangerous. Alright, now, one of the things that I have made previously that I thought you might be interested in seeing, one of them I'm going to put in the jungle over there, and I'll probably do that in the next episode. If I have time, I'll do it here. But I have made a copy of a full ship that, here, let's get over here a little bit, and we'll just place this down here. I think this should be enough room no matter which way I do it. I'm going to go ahead and place this down. I want the ship to probably just stand right on top of this land area. I could make it go lower, but I think we'll just make it stand right up here. So there we go. We set that as our top layer. The top layer of this is the same as the rest of that. So that's what we want to do. And we only need to do the load thing. So we're going to go to that screen. And I want, oops, no, of course that's not what I need to have to put a structure name in there first. And that structure name is full ship 01. Alright? and I don't need to do anything else to that. I'm not going to change anything here. Now, you'll may see me use a little bit of these numbers that are here in between the two words load. First of all, we're going to push this once, and it'll tell me where it wants to put it. That is actually exactly where I would like to have it put. It's going to go out way back there. This is a full shipwreck. I found it underwater. I did this exact thing that we did with the chest over there. I put in the bottom one, which would have been right there, would have been under here, and then up there at the top of the diagonal in the back on the other side. So then I had to clean it up with sponges. So I know that in this ship there is actually still one sponge left, and I probably will go ahead and save it when I'm done, so that'll be corrected in my folder. But for now, what we want to do is we're going to put that in there. That's exactly where I want it. So we're going to boom, and there we have. I'm going to take this. Well, I can save it from here. Yep, there's that one piece of sponge that I forgot to take out, and everything else is there. Let me go ahead and do this right now while I'm going to go ahead and go back to the save thing, and I'm going to save it as that same thing, and it's saved over it. Now the next time I go to use it, it won't have a sponge in it. Okay, so then we will put this grass in here, and it is absolutely, this is exactly the way I found it underground, except that I didn't realize I added to this spar over here, to the mast on there, there was one missing or two missing out here, and actually I found it later on. That's actually the way it was made. But in this one, it has more. It's equal. But everything else was absolutely intact. If you go in here to the captain's cabin, I had to crouch to get in there. You have everything that was in it when I found it. Crouch to get back out again. Go down here, and we have this one at the rear of the ship, which is your food chest, and there's a piece of bamboo in there. And here we have the door that leads to the treasure chest. Now, I do not know actually if this treasure chest picked up something from here or not. That is something that I will have to test out at another time. But you could probably make your own if you wanted to. Let's get up here. So that is one of the things that you can do. That is a single block is all it takes to make that one. It's the double setup. But that's all it takes. It's just measuring it out, make sure you're high enough. And like I said, I had to take out the water, which of course flowed all over the land when I first placed it after I saved it. But then I saved it again, and now I have saved it without the extra sponge because it took me a long time to dry that thing up. So now we're going to then I have some other things that I've saved. There's a tree and there's a pond, but you get the idea from that. And I have something that I want to place over here. Let's go ahead and do that. I think we'll just, because we are, I think, okay on this. Let's go over here and place, I made a jungle starter house. You know what? I'm going to place it down here on this island instead of in the jungle proper. How about, yeah, right in here, I think. On this little island that leads right up to the jungle. Looks like a good place. It's a jungle starter house. So I want it to actually be lower than this because of the way that I created it. I think I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put right down in here because I want it to sit at that level. I'm going to actually go one lower. It may or may not be right. We can check it out here in a minute. But the thing, I want to go to load, and I want to type in jungle starter house. And I'm going to copy that. Ready? Copy. Okay. Whoops. I selected all, then copy. Okay. And I'm going to hit the load button first. And it does show me that it wants to go back that direction. But I have a feeling that the opening is on that side because of the way that it was placing when I tried it before. So what I'm going to do is go back here. Let's see, I'm going to look at this. I need my F3 on. And it says I'm looking at 61. So I want to make sure that I'm looking at that when I'm back here. I'm going to go back and choose this one here because I want the back of the house to be over here. Alright, and I want to go down to where, put the F3 back up. That's looking at 62. that's looking, I need to go down one more lower than that. Right there. Oh yeah, I could see the bottom of the thing there. Okay, right there at 61. All right, so then we're going to go take this one out because it'll get confused otherwise. Take that one away, go back over here, and we'll do load again, and I may have to do some turning on it. All right, load here, and paste that in, and load, and okay, is that, no, see, it's over here. I don't want it to go that way, so we're going to have to turn it. So we're going to turn it, I think it's going to have to be 180, and say done. Don't hit load again. I want to be able to back up. That's where I want it, right there. Okay, and we'll see if we got it right. If not, the opening will be over here, but it won't make any difference. Sometimes you just have to experiment a little bit because I don't know about all these things here. We're going to say load, and we did get it right. This is the back, and this is level. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out. And the reason that this is here is because this is the square up here, not this corner. I had to figure for that roof line there. All right, so we're good to go on that. Fill that up, fill that back up, and we'll go back over here. And this is the reason that I wanted it to face over this direction, because this would be where you'd be coming out of the, you could just do this however you want. You could actually add to that if you wanted and make it more out this way. You can do your landscaping after you put your house in, because it's going to be different everywhere you put it, but that's the idea. And this is made with all jungle wood, which is what I have in my creative double chest that I also have saved. Okay, this is all done with trapdoors, so that you have, this is Sortex version, of course, Sortex Fanver, and in the house I have put barrels in the floor, so every floor piece is a storage area, and one single lamp lights it up really well, and everything else is in the wall. So if you're outside and you just are coming back from somewhere, you can absolutely use those on the outside. And in here are the contents of my double creative chest that I always, I broke it up and put it in different places. In the double chest, it actually is in the way that it would go from here all the way, just go ding, 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 and put it where I want it, and store other things away. In here is another part of that, all jungle. I used jungle wood in the entire thing, including the boat. And I had thought about putting the structure block in here, but it's just, you got to go into creative anyway, and you just get one. So yeah, that's what that was about, and I liked the way that turned out, so I thought I would share it with you. And there was absolutely, totally, I had no idea there was going to be a jungle in this. The seed for this world is Structure Blocks 101. It starts with a capital S, Tructure, capital B, LOCKS 101, and that's the seed. That's the way it is. And there you go. So we're going to go run back over here, and you can see that in the distance over there's a village. And in the next episode, I'm going to show you how to put things kind of what we did over there, but we'll just do a couple of the village things over here, and I'll show you how to do entities as well. And then after that, then I will give you some more information about the structure blocks and about village structures, and where you can do it without making your own. You can find them from other places. Doesn't that look cool over there? I like that. So there we go for episode 1. Here is the part about the saves that I couldn't go back and forth because of the software I was going, but this is my users, my name, Linda, appdataroaming.minecraft saves folder. I just have a shortcut to that folder that I keep in my other stuff for Minecraft. So this is your saves folder. In there you have the name of all of your games that you've been playing. The map that I'm looking for here is already highlighted. It is the Structure Blocks 101, which is the name of, and also the seed of the map that I used for this part of for all of the tutorial. what I'm going to do is open that folder, and inside of here is the generated folder. That normally is not in your map folder, in the saved stuff that's in here. This happens when you make a structure, and also some other things. I think your, what is it, puzzle blocks that they're called, that have to do with your structure blocks. Those would all go in here into the generated folder. But we're going to open that, and in here it says Minecraft, then it says structures, and these are the other things that you will have seen through the first part of the tutorial in this first episode. The double creative starting chest I told you about, but you saw parts of that in the where is it, the jungle starter house that I put in. The full ship 01 you saw, we did that one, and then I saved over that so that the little one sponge was taken out. We did not do the oak tree small or the pond small, but that's exactly what they are, a small oak tree and a small pond. Just for something to do the other day when I was doing this. And here is the single chest - village basics. Now these things are all in another folder that I keep that I can access anytime when I have my saves folder open. Now I'm going to, the full ship I changed, and this I saved over, and so I'm going to copy those two. I select them, and then I would go back to my saves folder, and I keep a copy in my saves folder of structures, and I use the tildes to set that up there, and some caps so I can see that's not a game. It won't ever show up as in your list as a game. I have data packs up there. I'll show you about that in a minute too. But structures, and here's the generated folder, and the Minecraft, and the structures, and I'm going to paste in those two changed files. Here, copy and replace, just like that. So now those are my most current versions, and they are correct. That ship will never again show up with that one piece of sponge left in it. It is now corrected. So here is another one that I didn't show you that I need to put into that other folder. It is the 5x7x9 airspace, and I'm going to show you that tomorrow in the next episode. But right now I'm going to copy that, and we'll go back the other direction, go to the saves folder, go to the structure blocks 101, and go to my generated Minecraft structures, and paste that one in, and there is what that is exactly what it looks like. It's on top of a bare surface. There's no grass nor anything on top of it. It's all bare. 5x7x9, which is 5x7 sideways, 9 backwards that way, and then it is 9 spaces tall. And so that is, in case you make a mistake, that's your eraser right there. You can make smaller pieces, but that's the size I wanted to make for this one. Alright, so that is where it goes, and when I'm done with all of that, then I would just save that. Oh, I was going to show you the other thing. Let's go back to saves here real quickly. I also keep a data packs folder in here. I have the MHC data pack, which is, we can use the phantom membranes to make leather, and my own data pack has some things in here which are my custom recipes. I can make a diamond out of 9 coal blocks. I can make my own elytra and my own leather that way. So those are things that I can add in if I want to. Alright, we're going to go back to saves. And I also have in the data packs folder Batty's Chords data pack, and this is, it goes into the data packs, and Batty's Chords, its most current version one is there. And if I go back to saves, let's open that again. I also keep in here, I copy that folder right there and go back to here, and inside of here I have put that in here and entitled it Batty's, well, actually it's inside of a folder, Batty's Chords, and I do 20 of them here. Inside of it is the data packs folder. Then I copy those 20, and as you can see I have 9 of those left in here. Those are not games. They will not show up as a game in my list. But what I do when I bring up a game and want my chords to be into it, I make a new game and I want my chords to be in that map, immediately when I go in is that let's say the structure blocks, let's just say that I had one that I wanted to name Go Go Go. There we go. That's all I would do, is just put that on there, and it turns into the file. I do it after I have put that name into the create a new world place. Before I've done anything else, I carefully come in and I do this, and then I go back into and finish saving, and then the files go into that folder, and then they become like you see here with all the other stuff in it. And in here is where it says data packs. I have Batty's coordinate right there. So that's how you do that. You can do any kind of thing that you want to do with it, but I just keep it handy that way. And like I said, none of these things ever show up in my world list. These things down here are worlds, and they show up that way. So, okay, that's how you do your saves, structure blocks, structures, all that kind of stuff. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.